Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Kelvin here. A while ago, I made several videos telling you that you can make consistent income by selling options. But then, you guys be like, say until so easy, we want tutorials on how to sell options. So, in this video, I'll show you a step-by-step guide on how to sell put options in Interactive Brokers. You can use any brokers you want, but I'm using Interactive Brokers because it has one of the lowest fees for options. If you want to, you can sign up to Interactive Brokers using my link down below. In this tutorial, I will show you how to find options, sell options, what you can do after selling options. Sounds good? So let's not waste any time and let's jump right in. Before I start, I'll be assuming that you are familiar with how options work and why selling put options is a very good strategy to generate consistent income. If you are blur and don't know what I'm talking about, you can first check out my options video up here where I give a quick intro on how options work. But otherwise, let's watch on. I will also be putting timestamps below so that you can just skip to the part where you are interested in, so you won't be wasting your time. With that being said, let's first talk about how to find options. When you are selling put options, one of the most important things you need to remember is only sell options on stocks which you are willing to own, because when you sell a put options long enough, eventually you'll be assigned 100 of the stock. So don't be greedy and only go after stocks that have super high ROE but lousy financials of GameStop. Instead, go after stocks that have a very high chance of going up in the long term. That way, even if you cannot assign, you can still sleep well at night. So I'll be showing you how to sell put options on Palante. This stock has several benefits. First, I feel that it is a company that has a very high chance of going up in the long term. Definitely not financial advice. Do your own research, yeah? Second, this is a very volatile stock. This will cause Palante options to have a higher implied volatility, which will cause the options to have a higher premiums. And third, Palante is cheap enough for poor people like us to sell options on. As of making this video, Palante is around $22. That means we only need to prepare $2,200 to buy the stock in case we are assigned. So let's open up Interactive Brokers. I'll be showing you how to do it through the website. To find the options, just click on this magnifying glass up here. Type in the stock name like Palante. Then click on it. Then in this page, we click on Option Chain. Here in this page, you will see all the options for Palante. First up, just above the row of dates, we can see a list of exchanges which are offering the options. It doesn't really matter which one you choose because they are all same. All the way to the right side, there's a settings button. Here, we can customize this page, which is super cool because not many brokers allow you to do that. Click on it, then you can see that bid, ask, last price columns are already enabled. Down below, you will see all the option Greeks, TME, position, open interest. They are not much use if you don't know how to use it. Personally, I don't because I know, but that's okay. The column that's important is delta. I will explain why later, so just enable it, then click close. Next, all these dates are the expiry dates for the options. The further dates you choose, the more expensive the options will be. You even have options that expire 2 years later, which hopefully by then, the pandemic is over and we can finally travel. It's been too long. Next, on the left side, we have all the call options, and on the right side, we have put options. In the middle, the strike price for each of the options. We can see that right now, the IRE or implied volatility for this option is 56+%. If an option has high IRE, that means that it is more volatile, which will give these options a much higher value. Normally, people who sell options will want to aim for IRE that's above 80% because they will be able to earn more. If you are interested to look for options that have high IRE, there's a subreddit with the name Data Gang. Search for the Weekend IRE Report. For example, you can see that our favorite GameStop, which is super volatile, having 255% IRE, while Palante is much more stable recently, having only 67% IRE. But as I mentioned earlier, only sell options on stocks which you are willing to own. Anyway, let's return back to Interactive Brokers. For every call options and put options, there's a bid, ask, last price, and delta columns. Bid means buy Q. An easy way to remember is bid and buy both starts with B. B for B. Ask means sell Q. Last means the last transaction for this option happened at this price. Oh yeah, that's something you need to know. All the prices you see here, stock price and option prices, are delayed by 15 minutes. If you want live prices, you can either pay out or just go to some other trading apps to see live prices. Next, we have delta. If you search in Google, delta is the amount an option price is expected to move based on $1 change in the underlying stock. So let's say if delta is 0.9, if the stock moves by $1, then the option price will move by 90 cents. Okay, yeah? Let's use an option to explain each of the columns. So if you choose the option with strike price $22, we can see that there are people waiting to buy at 50 cents. There's a total of 106 buy orders. For us or sell queue, we can see that there are people waiting to sell at 52 cents. There's a total of 89 sell orders. Next, we can see that someone just bought an option at 52 cents. And the delta for this option is negative 0.378. Again, all these data are delayed by 15 minutes. There's one more thing I want to point out. If we scroll around, we will notice that there are some options that have blue background, and some options have white background. Options in the blue background are in the money, and options with the white background are out of the money. If you do not know, in the money just means that these options will likely be exercised, while out of the money options just mean that these options will expire worthless at the expiry date. So for example, current date is now $22.42. That means people will want to exercise any put options that's above $22 because people will want to sell the stock at a higher price instead of just $22.42, right? Same for calls, people will want to exercise any call options that's below $22 because people will want to buy their stock at a lower price instead of just $22.40. Alright, that was all the explaining about the option chain UI. Talk until my saliva also dry. Let's go ahead and sell some options so that we can afford to eat fish at the Cai Fan store. The recommended safe way to sell options is to choose options between 30 to 45 expiry date. So let's start by choosing maybe May 21st. Then people also recommend to sell options at around 0.3 delta. They found that options with 0.3 delta has a 70% chance of expiring worthless. It has just the right amount of risk versus reward, perfectly balanced as it should be. So we will go ahead and choose the option that's nearest to 0.3 delta. As you can see, we chose an option that expires on May 21st with the strike price of 21, and it's a put option. Then, because we are selling options, we change this to sell order. For quantity, we are selling one option, so just leave it as 1. For order type, you can choose either limit, market, stop or stop limit. For limit, some people recommend to choose a middle price between bid and ask. So for example, the bid is now 99 cents and the ask is now $1.02. You can choose maybe $1 for the limit order. Personally, I prefer to just choose market order, but it depends on your own personal preference. Also, remember that one option equals to 100 stocks here. So let's say if we choose to sell at $1.03, if this sell order gets executed, it means that we will receive $1.03 multiplied by 100. So we will receive $103. But in return, if the other guy decides to exercise this option, we will have to buy 100 stocks from him. So keep that in mind. Below, you can choose how long will this order be executed. If you choose day, and if the order doesn't get executed by end of today, it will just cancel itself. Or if you choose good till cancel, it will be around until you purposely go and cancel it. Personally, I don't like any surprises, so I will just leave it as day. There's a very cool features like after buying, you can set when you want to take profit or stop loss. So you can use them if you want to. Once you are done, you can click preview to double check your orders. Always make sure that it is a sell order, not a buy order. Otherwise, you'll be liao. Check that the dates are correct. As you can see, if you sell this put option, you will receive $102. The commission is around $1 plus minus. After everything, you will receive $100.88. Okay, let's click transmit order, then wait for someone to buy it. After submitting, if you want to see your orders, you can click on the burger button up here. Click orders and trades. Then you can see your orders here. If you want to change your order, you can just click on the 3 dots icon at the right to modify or cancel. When your orders are executed, Interactive Brokers will send you an email. It will look something like this. So one parante put, the expiry date and the strike price. Then what's the price you sold at? In my case, it's 23 cents. That means I received $23 before commissions. Once you sold an option, you will immediately receive money. So that's good. You can do whatever you want with the money. Maybe do meaningful stuff like buying LOL skins or go for Thai massage because you deserve it. If you go to portfolios, you can find all your options here. Your positions will be negative, but don't ganjiong. It's not a bug. That's only because you sold an option instead of buy. So now it's negative. You will see the average price which you sold at and what's the last price. If you minus them, you will get the unrealized profit or loss here. That means that if you decide to buy back the option to close them, this will be your profit. By the way, if you don't see all these columns, just click on the 3 dots icon here, then choose the columns you want to see. Now, after selling, there are 2 things that can happen. First, if the option is in the money and it gets exercised, then congratulations! You are now the proud owner of 100 stocks of the company. Are you holding it willingly or not? That's another thing altogether, but you are definitely a proud holder now. You will get your stocks one day after the expiry date. So just sit down quiet and wait for your stocks to arrive. Second, if the options is out of the money, you can choose to do nothing and wait for the options to expire. If you do nothing, from my experience, they will disappear from your portfolio one day after the expiry date. So don't be shocked if you still see your options lying around after the expiry date. Or you can choose to buy back to close the option. This is similar to gambling with your friend during the Chinese New Year. Maybe you win $5 from him. Then you just tell him, "Oh, I win already, I want to zao liao, bye bye." So closing the option is something like that. You don't win the full amount. You just take some of the profits and run away. To close the option, you can just click on the option, then click buy. Fill in all the info, then submit your order. So simple. There's actually one more thing you can do, which is to roll your options, which is basically you close your current option, then sell another new option at a later date. Again, back to the Chinese New Year gambling example. After you win some money from your friend, you just leave the table, then you take the money and go to another friend's house and be like, "Lai, let's have some fun." Anyway, I did not see this function in the Interactive Brokers web version. If you go to the app version, you can click on the burger icon. You can see under Option Exercise Roll. Click on the options you want to roll. Click Roll Position. Choose your new option, then click Roll Option. The limit order is the price difference between the two orders. Once you are done, just submit your order. So that was how to roll your options. In summary, I'll show you the entire process of selling an option in Interactive Brokers. Hopefully, this video was able to teach you how to sell an option. I know this whole thing sounds super complicated, which it is, but you will get used to it after a while. So if you have any questions, just let me know down below. And that's all for today. Like, share, and subscribe, as I'll be posting new videos every Monday and sometimes Friday.